This is a WOW FM warning. We wish to advise that some of the contents on this program may be considered offensive and may not be suitable for all listeners.
Soul of the western suburbs, and the peninsula. WOW FM.
We are the Hilltop Hoods
on WOW FM.
Wow.
Going down a hard road.
It's WOW FM Thursday night, home of the good times. It's 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's currently 20 degrees here in Semaphore. The cool changes come in. The rain's coming in. Tomorrow we're going to be expecting a top of 20 degrees. Mostly cloudy, 21 on Saturday, and then 23 on Sunday. Yeah, like I said, I'll be with you until 10 o'clock. This is a show called Out of Tune. I'm going to be playing you a heap of local hip hop tonight, and some kind of probably some more international stuff as well. I've got a guest in the studio, a fellow by the name of Virtue Reborn. Hello.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Good, man. It's I've kind of thrown you straight into it. We've walked in here and hey, we're straight into it.
Pretty much
good.
straight into
all
it.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, no.
You're a local MC.
Yep.
Yeah,
been doing it for a while now. Just starting to get myself out there in the last year and a half, so it's been good experience so far. Getting to meet people and just get my creative side out there.
Nice. People can find you on Instagram. It's probably,
can find me on Instagram under Virtue Reborn Music, or I also am on Facebook as Virtue Reborn, and that'll all link you through to my YouTube. I will be looking at getting a Spotify probably in the next 6 months. And
sure, and but at the moment you're saying those Instagram and Facebook can give you the link to the YouTube, because you do have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Where you've been releasing your music for the past year or so.
Yes, that would be the root of all my releases. I pretty much upload them there, and everything social media wise will direct you to that.
Nice. Well, look, you're going to be hanging around for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, man. Well, we've got plenty to talk about, so going to put you on the spot. I've got your YouTube page open here. Is there a track you want to kick off with tonight to kind of introduce the listening public to what it is you do?
I guess I'll get you to play My World, and that was my first kind of real collaboration. The beat was made by a man called Mr. Meso. He goes by, and you can find him on Instagram as well. If you find me on Instagram, you will eventually find him, no doubt. And he's from Canada.
Nice.
So over that was probably about a year or so, year and a half ago now, and we still talk nearly every day. And I say come back to this song because it was the first song that people kind of gave me a lot of good feedback on, and it gave me a lot of confidence to what my music is now, 6 months, 8 months later, even a year later. And we are actually working at the moment on bringing out a 5-track EP. So all the beats will be produced by him, and obviously all the lyrics, all the recordings and stuff will be done by me. And in the last 6 months, I've been lucky enough to start working with a few producers, mainly DJ Deno over in Melbourne. He's been helping me out, and it's been good because obviously on this track, I actually produced this myself. But I got to a certain point and started getting offers for help, and and I ended up taking him up on it, and it's been a good experience so far because I've been able to get creativity that I wouldn't have been able to kind of display myself with the skill set,
Sure.
But I started about 7 years ago, and I feel like I'm running at a steady pace.
Yeah, awesome. Well, look, we've like you said, we got plenty of time, so. I'm sure we can got heaps to talk about, and let's kick it off with My World.
My World.
And like you said, it's available on YouTube channel Virtue Reborn. Yeah, check it out on YouTube, also Instagram and Facebook. And like this one, about 6 months old?
Yeah, about 6 months old. Goes back probably about 7 or 8 months because we had a bit of planning going into it. I had the beats and, I just wanted to make something different, Like I copped a little bit of flack with this song, like people that followed me because I chucked it full of content, and sometimes when you do that, you do take a little bit out of the sound of the song,
Sure.
in terms of the way I say things and how I come across in the song. But yeah, so far so good, and people have seemed to pay attention to it and even take a liking to it.
Nice. All right, you're listening to Wow FM. This is Virtue Reborn, track My World, 100.5.
That it's an illusion, I wanna make it work. There's an artist inside, I can no longer hide, and I can't let it slide. I'll erase your ink with turpentine, someone hit the lights. Replace it with my own, leave you all alone when I'm in my zone, developing my ego. Whenever I take tone, I suggest you come alone. It's over, I'm working it to rap with the show. It's about time I put myself up on the map, so better take two before I start running laps all around these whack rappers who lack any talent. In fact, find me in the street, I'll expose all the cracks. You may think I'm callous when I'm building my palace, but this is no race when I'm in it for the chase. Going out on a limb when you're 20 something. Am I stuck in a maze or am I falling to a craze? Dispute the sound, cook it up. If things aren't looking up, then dispute the crown. Deep in a fort, that's what it's all about. Delivering truth, never power, be taught. And if not, better be careful, you might be in for a war. You should be fearful, I'm acting like it's legal. Reaching my pinnacle, just show me some credit. Need a facade, Visa, debit or MasterCard. It's my delusion that it's an illusion. I wanna make it work, there's an artist inside. I can no longer hide and I can't let it slide. I'll erase your ink with turpentine, someone hit the lights. Replace it with my own, leave you all alone when I'm in my zone, developing my ego. Whenever I take tone, I suggest you come alone. It's over, I'm working it to rap with the show.
What you been doing? Are you coolin'? What? Chillin'? Coolin'? What? Chillin'? Coolin'? What? Chillin'? Cooking up, yeah, that sizzle. Coolin'? What? Chillin'? Coolin'? What? Chillin'? Coolin'? What? Chillin'? Cooking up, yeah, that sizzle. I rock an Esky headpiece, thoughts cooler than yours. Push a board wearing SBs, the fresh breeze airing through my stress-free dome. Hands quicker than Brett Lee's for those who test me though. Bro, I strike a Seth Green like my funky stick up. Don't hand me to Roger, it'll fuck my upper lip up. I disappear when the smoke does, yo, cuz the aroma tickles my nose and I'm dribbling soap suds. Chops dripping, reminiscent of Cujo. Dog, stop skipping and listen to you spitting pseudo, I'm providing bona fide dope. Cut you off while you're flowing like a motorbike's choke. Polarize the sine wave, switch the vibes. I hit the pipe and squint like when light hits my eyes. You no need to clarify, Iggy strictly herbal. Finish my verse, split for perp, then visit the colonel. I keep it cooler than an Eskimo. Check the flow, river torrent onto Mexico. Let it go, the angle's like fuck it. Shooting buckets in my white angle bucket. Shout outs to 116, Lobe Dime in the mix. Through the finals that he found and I sift like a final assist. Deli serving up a platter. Deck Kurt P. Iggs working up the ladder. Surely getting fatter, what's appearing to you? No, we cooking up the sweet like tiramisu. A beer or two, you gory hand but a dude. Best to bet we got the answers like Family Feud. Hands in masseuse, rubbing in our talent. Trampling cruise, just cruising through the ballads. Never gave a toss like an unmixed salad. Brain waves change from the ripple to a rapid. Yeah, coolin', what? Chillin', coolin', what? Chillin', coolin', what? Chillin', cooking up, yeah, that sizzle. Coolin', what? Chillin', coolin', what? Chillin', coolin', what, chillin', cooking up, yeah, that sizzle. Yeah, I'm feeling cool, calm, collected. I'm standing in a booth and my stew start the session. I'm curious, I George, I'm confused, I ask a question. How you getting all them views when your tunes just sound impressive? Got me beat, yeah, so I just let it be, let it breathe. Hitting on that green label, T. Yeah, I'm level up on levels you won't ever reach. Ahead, you'll never get to me. I leg it like a centipede, insecticide. I spray raps while you're bugging out, yeah. I make stacks and I'm ducking out, gone. We made it happen with a jumping crowd, and now I'm back at home, laid back on a sunken couch, snoozing. But you'll never catch me losing, lucid, and dream it up and catch it, then I'm moving on. Yeah, read my captions out, the news is on. Consume my songs, how to stick to rapping like a glue to on.
Kicking back while we split the bag with some diplomats. Dip and dash, I'ma hit the gas till I get the cash. Me and Frankie and Niggy are dipping in the stash, while Kirby ripping the billy and whipping up a batch. We bring it back while these other rappers are slinging crack. They got bulimia, they think it is, but isn't fat. And it's a fact that everything you say isn't fact. You'd have to have leukemia to bust a sicker rap. I mix and match a masterpiece, a blast of beats, a pass a weed. Yo, I can hardly see. We in the house like Harley G. Hard for me to concentrate when every day is half a dream. So pass the lane. Now I'm sipping on a flask of beam. Another carton, please. Bintang, Balinese. Say you got the drive, but yo, you haven't even passed your piece. Sparking trees, harvest these seeds with my G's. It's the 3 C's. Cool, calm, chilling out in Fiji.
Coolin', what, chillin', coolin', what, chillin', coolin', what, chillin', cooking up, yeah, that sizzle. Coolin', what, chillin', coolin', what, chillin', coolin', what, chillin', cooking up, yeah, that sizzle.
Hey, what you doing, man?
I'm just chillin', Frankie.
Big love from Deck.
100.5 on your FM dial.
Yo, Iggs. Yo, tell him, man. Tell him how it is.
That was the Cool Calm Collective, aka Frankie D, Deck, Kirby, Pet Nico, Iggs, whole crew on that one. That was from a song called Coolin', from the Coolin' tape, which came out just a few weeks ago, and you can find that on the Frankie D Bandcamp page, and it's also on Spotify. But before that, we heard from Virtue Reborn, and it was which one did we play?
That was My World.
My World, indeed it was. Thank you. And yeah, it was Virtue Reborn's in the studio with us this evening.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. It's you're listening.
My pleasure.
Listening to WOW FM. It's 23 minutes past 8 o'clock. Yeah, My World, the name of that one, and you can find that on YouTube on on the Virtue Reborn YouTube page.
Yep.
Links to that through your Instagram.
Yeah, Virtue Reborn Music on Instagram and Virtue Reborn on Facebook.
Nice. All right. Yeah, it's 25 minutes past 8 o'clock. We'll be with you until 10. Yeah, Virtue Reborn, you're here with us tonight. You said you've been making hip hop for about 7 years now.
Yeah, since 2013 I started writing in the form of poetry. You know, I was in a bit of a dark place, you know, teenage breakup, you know. And yeah, I started writing purely poems, and then it kind of transitioned into music when a very good mate of mine, who I got introduced through mate's uncle, who goes by Damien Fernandez. He's in the R&B scene around Adelaide, and yeah, he kind of took a group of us kids and tried to persuade us to start taking on learning music, and I was the only one that kind of paid attention. It was never something I even really thought about, but I was always interested just by, like, you know, whenever we go over, he'd, you know, be on his programs putting his stuff together, and he'd show us sneak peeks, and yeah, you know, so I guess he was probably my foremost influence face to face in my actual life towards starting what you know as Virtue Reborn.
Nice. So you grew up in Adelaide?
Yeah, I was born here, 25 years old now. So
where'd you go to school?
I went to Findon High School.
So, nice.
Yeah,
so Western suburbs. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, you know, we hear it. So before we Way Out West is what Wow FM stands for. So,
represent.
No, indeed. No, that's cool. So like, well, I mean, you said there was this person in your life that kind of, inspired you and kind of got you on the track, I guess, of of making music. Was hip hop kind of something that you grew up listening to, or was it?
Look, I was your typical kid. To be honest, I was a huge metal fan.
Sure.
Metallica was my favourite band.
Yeah.
Slayer, System of a Down, all of that. I've seen them all live, and in between all of that, I listened to your Eminem, your 50 Cent, your typical mainstream music. But as I kind of got into the beat making side of it, and obviously the writing, I kind of started to learn that my mates around me had quite underground knowledge, because I've always spent a lot of time around people a little bit older than me. So I've kind of come to through like listening to like people like Sean Price. Like I'm a huge MF Doom fan. Like I was pretty devastated by the recent news of that. His writing especially, I obsess about things a little bit, and I just listen to his music over and over again, and kind of dissect how people do it. And he was kind of one of the artists I'd especially do that with. But that's kind of how I kind of taught myself how to write, But I definitely had the mentorship when it came to the music side of it,
Nice, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you mentioned before, like, and it seems to be kind of a common thing, like when you started, when you kind of started getting into hip-hop, it was, like you started writing poetry and...
yes, it was definitely an expressional thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, I'll be honest, I'm not great at talking about feelings, you know what I mean? I never have been from a young age, But it was kind of like the first thing. I loved drawing as a kid, but just never tried music. But just one day stumbled across it, and it's grown and grown, and it's just been something that I've never dropped, and it's just become a bigger part of my life,
Sure.
And it's definitely benefited me,
Yeah, well, I'd say it's it does seem to be like I've spoken to a few quite a few different rappers and MCs doing this show over the years, and it seems to be kind of a common theme, people that maybe like you said, have kind of trouble articulating and speaking about things that the stuff that's in your head and kind of what's going on, but being able to write it down, and it's kind of a almost like a journal type thing.
Yeah, like a diary,
Yeah, but it's, but kind of taking that extra step.
Yeah, well, I've always seen, like, whenever I write a song, I kind of see it in the form of a short story,
Sure.
I don't, when I write, it doesn't necessarily, take the form of a song straight away, I'll refine it to that, but, that's just how I've learned to kind of create my music, because, I never kind of had any guidance when it came to the rapping side of it. That's just something through... I started getting better and better at making beats, and that gave me a bit of confidence, like thinking about it before I had any experience, it wouldn't be anything, I wouldn't think I'd be here today, talking
Sure.
to you, but it's a good feeling stumbling across something that you enjoy and that you can express yourself through, and it's a good feeling knowing that other people are kind of connecting with it too,
Nice, yeah. You did just mention MF Doom.
Yes.
People are probably aware. He did unfortunately, tragically passed away October of last year, but it was kind of kept on the down low and wasn't actually really announced until to the end of the year. And he's one of those guys. It's like I've been a huge MF Doom fan. I love his all the stuff he's done with Madlib and all the different kind of personas that he's had over the years. And he seems to be one of those guys that's that the hip hop heads and rappers just really kind of relate to,
exactly.
And are really
definitely.
So it was obviously a very kind of a very sad and tragic thing when when we did hear that he'd passed on, and I actually have kind of every week since the start of this year, I've always tried to like include at least one Doom track during the show.
I think I played Doom for about 8 hours that day. I found out in the morning having my coffee, as you start your morning, and it was kind of the moment where I went from fan to knowing that it had actually influenced my music. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I actually, hearing the news, felt saddened. You know?
Absolutely. And he was a great solo artist, a rapper, but also an awesome producer under the metal fingers.
A lot of people haven't necessarily known he's there over the years, and I've even had a lot of people, because obviously, when I catch up with people, I'm playing my music, and not a lot of people, have heard of MF Doom, in a lot of friend circles, and as soon as they kind of heard the news, they kind of woke up even on their Facebook to all these people and friends saying, rest in peace. And they kind of came to me and said, we didn't realise he was that big. And, it's not always in front of you, in your eyes, it's kind of what it means to people. And, but he did a lot for what we know as hip-hop today.
Oh, indeed, absolutely.
Yeah.
And all the collabs and stuff he did, like he had all his solo work, but there was the Mad Villain stuff with Madlib, and
there's talks of a second one.
Neruvian Doom and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
a lot of people are just getting onto that music now because they didn't realise he trademarked under different names.
Yeah.
And also, I've come across those people that have only just discovered his music, but it's nice to see other people enjoy it too. Because even as an artist, you listen to some of his music and you get why the average person wouldn't get it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But from an artist perspective, I definitely appreciate it. And once I started creating music, I've always said to people, you hear it in a different sense once you know how it's put together,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have an appreciation for it.
Well, like I said, I do. I have been playing at least kind of one MF Doom track, each Thursday night during the show, and I think I might just keep doing it forever, man. Why not? Hey?
Yeah, definitely.
But tonight I'm actually going to go with a track from the Neruvian Doom record, which he produced with another MC, Bishop Nehru.
Yep. I'm familiar with that.
Nice. Well, we're going to go with the track Darkness tonight.
Do it.
Nice. This is you're listening to 100.5 Wow FM. It's 8:30 here with Virtue Reborn. This is MF Doom, Bishop Nehru, from the Neruvian Doom record. Darkness is the name of the song. You're on Wow FM.
Cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness. 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 Cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness.
How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? How about you? How about you? I'm finally seeing things from a clear-eyed view. How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? This life is like a mystery. Look how the world's sent to me. Today I'm in the industry. Next I'm ending history. Physically won't allow it. My mental is not a coward. Still thoughts are devoured. Worry about him. Now's the hour. Getting showered and it's bad news. Bombings and cap schools. Need capsules from my brain strain. That's the pad's root. I express the stress that infests my chest. It's best. The next step is a rope is necklace. That's suicide aside. I got pride in mind. And a pretty bright future. Guess it's time to grind. My shine getting impressive. Though I'm still selective with who I let give me hard times and who I let live. This world is full of mischief and bodies trying slick tricks. Moving thick bricks is not the only way to get rich. You gotta learn to think or you'll fail. Then there goes another statistic. Dead or in jail. Let's prevail. How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? How about you? How about you? I'm finally seeing things from a clear-eyed view. How about you? How about you? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you?
Cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness. 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 darkness. Cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness. Cruel, cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness. Cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness. Cruel, cruel world, all I'm seeing is darkness.
Simply an old soul, villain illin', killing with these flows. Know I can blow, impose, and you're gonna get disposed. Expose those who pose, living hopeless, no hope for those jokes. Still I try to hold they know so. Sorrow won't drown them, crowds will never clown them. A lot of these laws open jaws when you're brown skin. The cat to your chest and your complex is honest, your conscience. Said the Godfather when you was lost it. Your aunt just got 20 years, it ain't fair, cause she pulled a gun out, but she shot it in the air. Let's prepare for all sorts of courses life offers. Think before you walk this land of cold forces. They want us on porches and want us to forfeit. Luckily we ignored it and still found all of this. Wonderful life and light too. I got a clear view, but how about you? How about you? You? How about you? You? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? You? How about you? You? How about you? You? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? You? How about you? You? How about you? You? I'm finally seeing things from a clear-eyed view. View? How about you? You? How about you? You? I'm seeing things clear now. How about you? You? How about you? How about you?
Evil thoughts, it's like my brain's force-fed. Neurons firing, lining in the cortex. And in this maze where I'm trapped in the fortress. I'm keeping it real, you're raising your eyebrows, yes. I'm speaking to you straight up like mad cow flesh. World, every process purer than deadly street dosages. I was dropped on my head as a baby and wanted to see I'm not quite so sure of my motives. Shit's going off in my brain like it was planted with explosives. Schizophrenia leaking out of my eyes, these tears are corrosive. It ain't my old ego inside my body, there's numerous trapped people. Identities picking up and getting line, this ain't a free for all. I flow verbal waterfalls, can you hear a voice call? Opinions in my mind roll till my heart pumps stall. Dreams appear reality, man, total recall. Screams of sheer insanity, damn social evil. My brain travels train tunnels that don't see the light for days. I'm trapped in the realm where the vampire slays, an epidemic turned plague, and I can't turn the page. This is Groundhog Day, and the visions never fade.
What kind of medication are you getting? Drugs. Antipsychotic drugs.
Straight jackets, another interview. Trapped in a padded cell. My mind is a living hell, confined in a wicked spell. Diary of a madman, thoughts of a lunatic. Since a child they told my mom I was very sick. Specialist after specialist, CAT scans and surgery. Locked in the infirmary, dark sands tried to murder me. Scars embedded permanently, slowly became dysfunctional. Bongs I'm punching through and my thoughts was a ruckus crew all yelling at the same time. Trying to tell me what to do, pipe dreaming of a saint life. Finding it, I don't know how to, it's a mystery. Mozart in my head writing a new symphony. Surgeons attacking with a scalpel, dissecting me, reconnecting the dots. You can't fix a fuck up. Dead end passages like my dome was shot in a spot of bother. As the light started fading, my soul's lost in time on eternal vacation. My mind spins in the winds of a vortex. Evil thoughts, it's like my brain's force-fed. Neurons firing, lining in the cortex. And in this maze where I'm trapped in the fortress.
Wow, fam, 100.5. Scoobs won there, a track called My Mind Spins, his latest single. Local MC, one half of Scoobs and ID. He is planning on releasing a solo album very soon, in the next couple of months. And yeah, I think that's going to be the first single from it, My Mind Spins. And before that, Neruvian Doom and Darkness, MF Doom and Bishop Nehru, and yeah, rest in peace MF Doom. Like I said, I've been playing at least one of his tracks each week since the beginning of the year. We'll just keep going, doing that every week. As
definitely have a look him up if you haven't heard of MF Doom. Definitely have a sus.
Indeed. Yeah, and 20 minutes away from 9 o'clock here with Virtue Reborn tonight. Scoob's one who we just played. He's one half of Scoob's and ID, who also had their own company, their own production company called Shifty Juvenile Productions, and they've been putting on a series of shows over the past year or so called Mike Assassins. And I understand you've been involved in one of those shows.
Yes, I was involved in. They just had number 5 a couple of weeks ago, which was very successful. I went along and supported a few people I knew there, but I was a part of number 4. I ended up opening. That was my first live gig ever, and gave me a huge confidence boost.
Nice.
So I've been told by a lot of people they can see that in the reflection of my new songs, so it's good just to be moving forward and obviously getting better and getting that feedback from people.
Nice. So you see, that's that was that's the only live, the actual only live show you've done so far.
I've done a few support things here and there. You know what I mean?
Like jumping up with other people.
Yeah. But that's about it so far. I've got a few things planned for this year. Hopefully be a part of Mike Assassins again in the future. So I think they try to hold those every couple of months.
Sure.
But obviously COVID has intervened a little bit. But hopefully we keep moving forward with that also, and we get some good live music happening this year.
So you got some good feedback from the live show that you did.
Yeah, definitely. Had a lot of people support me and come and support me that night, so it was a good night. As I said, gave me a lot of confidence, and it's always been something I never thought that I could do.
Sure.
So dove straight into it and haven't looked back.
So how did you feel getting up there for the first time? Because I mean, it is very different. Writing stuff. Making music, recording it in your bedroom or whatever.
I was about to say. I kept on saying to people, I was nervous going from a dark bedroom to a live stage, but.
Sure.
No, it went off without a hitch, I think, and as I said, it gave me a lot of confidence. Not only, what makes me keep making music is I just want to see myself progress, and the fact that if I feel I'm getting better, that, gives me incentive to keep making music, I do it for myself more than anything, and for the love of doing it, but just keep doing what I'm doing.
Nice. Yeah. The track that we played earlier was called My World.
Yes.
Released about 6 months ago.
Yep.
And like I said before, during in that track, you kind of, even the title of it, My World, it's kind of a personal track. You kind of talk about shit that kind of that's going through your head, and like stuff that's kind of important to you, and
definitely
plays on your mind and stuff like that. Yeah,
definitely, yes.
But since then you've put up some other stuff, and about a month ago you released a new single called The Warning.
Yes, The Warning. Yeah. That was collaborating with a good mate of mine. We actually went to Findon High School together. He goes by Urge. As I have gone through a bit of a rocky time in the last 12 months, you know what I mean? Just life situations, things haven't been the best, He's kind of gone through the same kind of situations, and over the last 7 years of learning music, he's obviously been one of those people that, music has been a social thing for us. We've always kind of, caught up on a weekly basis, sat in a room, made beats together, made songs, but nothing ever really came of it, But, now that, as I said before, earlier in the show, I'm starting to meet people that I can kind of be a bit more creative with outside of my skill set, and kind of bring my ideas to life a little bit more, So I got him on board, and, we made The Warning, and it came quite naturally, to be honest with you. It's our first track that we'd made heaps of tracks over the years, but never fully finished one, or, you know what I mean? We'd made a beat, but we'd never rapped to it, or, but it just felt good, and it's become something really sentimental to both of us, and I feel like that's what music should be about, you know what I mean? And, it turns out that other people are liking it as well, because it's been one of my most viewed over the last probably month of uploading, and I've try to stay consistent on YouTube, uploading about maybe one video every 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks. But it came quite naturally, that one, The Warning.
No, well, I was going to say too, you've released, a heap of different stuff over the past, several months or so. This particular track here, it's got kind of a, kind of a single vibe, I guess, in a sense. Whereas a lot of stuff, people just kind of put out stuff, randomly. Whereas like every now and again you'll hear a track and it's like, this is, something a little bit special, a little bit kind of.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess in a sense that, I guess, it's, perhaps is going to be something that's, like I said, maybe like a first single or something that's kind of...
it's funny you say that because we're actually going to work on, as I was saying before, I'm working up about 3 EPs at the moment. So each 5 tracks each. One's going to be with Mr. Meso. The next one's going to be me and Urge. It's just going to be Virtue and Urge. We're going to get the same beat maker on it because Lamac Beats is another beat maker I've been talking to over the last 1.5 years. He's interstate as well. He's actually from South Africa. So, I'm kind of, through social media, this day and age, I've gotten to know a few unique people around the world and but actually become good friends with them through the internet, which has opened up windows, you know what I mean? And it just so happens that our styles of music, no matter how far away we are from each other, it's merged into something kind of special that people are kind of taking catch of,
Nice. All right, well, let's give it a spin, shall we?
Do it.
This is The Warning.
Enjoy.
Virtual Reborn with Urge on the production. Oh, no, sorry, featuring Urge.
Featuring Urge.
Produced by Deno.
Yeah, DJ Deno.
Nice. 100.5 Wow FM.
Virtual Reborn.
I just got a lot of shit on my chest. Not the sort of thoughts you really wanna spit and confess. I was bored as hell in jail, leaning on my unit rail, all depressed, thinking how the fuck am I the one to fail? Am I looking pale cause I'm eating bread that's stale? I was looking like a whale, now I'm feeling like I'm fragile. Always doing sales on the outside, I'm agile. Came from the streets bringing the heat like it's magma. I don't wanna eat in defeat, give me back my appetite. Can't even sleep on my backside. Looking up at the wall, the cell creaks danger. I'm losing my sanity, the room feels stranger. Still got my morality, they'll never ever change it. Still making the salary from scrolling the pager. Still making dough that increases like page ups in poker. Trust me, our roaches like 8 bloods. Warning of danger, there will be no changer.
Our anger is major, there will be no failure.
Fuck all them haters, they rust like old razors.
They touch what they can't touch and end up invaded. The warning of danger, there will be no change up. Our anger is major, there will be no failure. Fuck all them haters, they rust like old razors. They touch what they can't touch and end up invaded. Little introduction, a story about me. Who's that? Virtual Reborn, I guess you'll see. Independent mind and a one-of-a-kind type. Most of the time I'm a spur of the moment type of guy. Intertwined with an attitude to defy life. Push my buttons and I'll cross that line. Twist that knife, then chop a section to get it off of my chest. Our vision is blurred, but we just keep yearning. The wheels are turning, with all our words in motion, virtue and urge. It's been a long time coming, but we don't give a fuck, you feel? We are rule breakers, a couple of jewel takers, not people to fuck with. Chip on our shoulder, our brains have disorders. When the fury flows through us, it's all over. Can't demolish what you helped build up to make. When I use my pen, it takes over and it rates. The warning of danger, there will be no change ups. Our anger is danger, there will be no failure. Fuck all them haters, they rust like old razors. They touch what they can't touch and end up invaded. The warning of danger, there will be no change ups. Our anger is danger, there will be no failure. Fuck all them haters, they rust like old razors. They touch what they can't touch and end up invaded. Broke out of my cage, harvesting tremendous rage. I like smoking dope, it's not a slippery slope. If you're strong enough to cope, too many weak fuckers can't handle being munted. Adelaide City, where the music's still gritty. Living this bitch with a split upper lip, held up upside down, blood drips. For dramatic effect, I'll leave you for dead. I'm politically incorrect to infect you with my music. Now let's reflect, lest we forget that there's weight on our shoulders and it feels like home. It's like death approaching with the beat of a drum and you don't even know the outcome. Like a planned police raid, damaging the drug trade. Smoking an ounce for inspiration, equipped with gas mask for ventilation. As we start the invasion, thick green smoke is our only temptation. Only temptation. Virtue Reborn. Urge to produce it. Fuck 2020.
Semaphores, Wow FM.
Bugsy. Yeah. So let me demonstrate my illustrations that are raw. I shed blood for my brothers, there's a fine line we walk. Not a lot of time for talk, whack food they can store. Hold their little nuggets with their boy George dipping sauce. We gon' seek and destroy, give them a reason to be fearing us. Life's not a problem to be solved, reality to experience. I've seen cats acting with their brains build a rock. That's why you only see me twice a year like the equinox. But I'm round the clock like Frankie D, he's cooking up that killer broth. You gotta watch them quiet pirates sharper when they silent. I'm tunnel vision, chasing interest, determined like a tyrant. Pay attention to the proof, bruh, start to expire. With the divine stylus that shine in your iris like diamonds. Rip you from your seat with these beats like the fingers from giants. The catalyst explosive like a supernova, super potion. Take a heavy dose for the soul and call me Mr. Melatonin. Rushing up on that stage, packing heat like Kleshnikov. Screwball in the park, that's the note that I'll end this. Critically critique, critics that 2% interest. Leave you with the nose missing, bitten from my dog vicious. Catch a cold down the west, don't be frontin', watch your neck. Keep yourself lifted in this rap maze until your death. Carpe diem, I'm a superstitious brother that's cut from a cloth, no more design, they got nada.
Fucking napkin, Luger in my top pocket. Yeah, Boog's about to shoot like a snot rocket. Odds sprocket, screwed loose out the bonnet. Cogs in his cognitive wheel of iconic. No bionic, there's love in the flesh. Ain't cut from the heart of the mesh. Matter of fact, I reside in the west, where the bras on bag like grocery checks. Yo, I hope for the best. Local duress, tone of the vocals of stress. Known to contest, I'll be bone to address. It's hidden in my closet by the skeleton. See, I'm honest, why they faker than a telly scam. Shits and shambles are quick examples. How pricks can branch from a bitch to brambles. Change their pitch like I flipped the sample. What they forged ain't fit for the anvil. Ain't fit for the anvil. Yeah. Set the tone, a set of tones composing. Barbarian, wreck the throne of opposing foes. We bulldozing, a dozer taking out the rest. Best to cut the Roman out like house arrest. I took out the best, new Frank dynasty. Finally, capsizing caps for the piracy. Spit virally, aches from influenza. Won't forget my name with a case of dementia.
Wow, FM 100.5. That was Bugsy, Frankie D. A track called Meteor, and before that we heard from we heard from Virtue Reborn featuring Urge, a track called The Warning, produced by Deno. This is Wow FM 100.5. Future Virtue Reborn in the studio with us this evening. I'll be with you until 10. Stay tuned.
The Bower Road Bike Park is located on Bower Road near Port Adelaide. It boasts 2 BMX tracks, dirt jumps and a pump track for all riders. The bike park is free for all to use and is run by a small dedicated team of volunteers who always welcome help from the community in maintaining the site. They always appreciate help keeping the track in top condition, and you can help out by clearing out rocks and removing any weeds, keeping it safe and free for our community. If you can spare some time, head along to the Bower Road Bike Park, Bower Road, Port Adelaide. Wow FM proudly supports community organisations.
Indeed we do. And it's 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock. And that track that we just heard there was, like I said, by Bugsy and Frankie D. Great couple of local MCs. And Virtue Reborn, who's in the studio with us this evening. I asked you, what do you want to hear? That was, Yeah.
Support local.
Yeah, indeed. Bugsy is a local dude that you kind of, you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah. No. We've definitely gotten to know each other over the last couple of months. Made the connection through Mike Assassins, because I was on number 4 and he was on the number 5 lineup, and as artists do, network a little bit, got talking, and become good mates, man. I fully support his music. He supports mine, and it's what it should be.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're just saying off air too, like it's, the hip hop community in Adelaide, it's, it's pretty small, but it's pretty close and pretty supportive,
Exactly.
Generally, like you said, there's always the kind of the odd dude that's kind of, not feeling it, but generally, people are really supportive of each other, and
everyone cops a bit of hate every now and then, and you got to learn that pretty early on, to be honest. Otherwise, you'll take it to heart way too easily.
Sure.
But
generally, like you've found that the scene in Adelaide's pretty supportive.
Definitely the local scene is definitely supportive.
Yeah.
And as I said to you off air before, it's seeing a lot of little shows pop up here and there in the last year and a half, and it's a good thing, especially with COVID, and I say keep it coming, because it's giving a lot of people a lot of different opportunities, and you never know what you get out of it. We've never really been recognised as a city to put anything on the map like that, since Hilltop Hoods,
Sure.
But, being in the scene, I know a lot of dope artists, you know what I mean? They just need to be heard.
Yeah, absolutely. Frankie D, the second time we've heard him tonight, on that cool and track before, he's definitely one of the one of the dudes that's actually kind of doing heaps of good stuff at the moment, and working with heaps of other people, and he's we did mention too, he's going to be taking over the UGR movement, which underground rappers, which is was an open mic night that was happening at 55 Mil, I think. Was earlier last year before the COVID shit happened, when they had to close down. Cool B was hosting it, and there was a heap of crew coming through every week. Frankie and the Sons of Serpent crew and Fizzer Endeavours, a heap of different guys coming through.
Definitely.
And apparently Frankie D is going to be taking over that. So good to see. That sort of stuff kicking off again.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a couple of minutes away from 9 o'clock. You're listening to WOW FM here with Virtue Reborn. We were saying before, you've you're kind of working on a whole heap of different kind of music at the moment, working with different producers and stuff. You produce some stuff yourself.
Some stuff myself.
You're obviously a rapper first. How does with the production stuff is that something you kind of want to work on more and become more, or do you actually like working with other people?
It's been a different experience, to be honest with you. I went through stages, and everything I've kind of done, and you can see on whether it be my social media, my YouTube, or through any of my songs, videos, I've kind of done it myself, but I've had the urge to want to learn how to do it as I go, and not just be one of those people that relies on other people to get the finished product there,
Sure.
I wanted to have some kind of knowledge stepping into it, and obviously, I had influences like my mate Damien and stuff like that, who kind of, I met him at a young age, so it was kind of like, it was that first person you met, and it tears apart that mirror image that, you know what I mean, like people you hear on the radio, you know what I mean, you listen to them on the radio and you think they're, but they're just regular people, they're not, but until you actually get to know someone like that, you're kind of in a little bubble yourself, you know, but
Absolutely. Well, so far, you've got your YouTube channel.
Yep.
And we've been releasing tracks on there. But that's pretty much where people can hear your music at the moment.
That's pretty much
Yeah, you are, and you said you are looking at kind of
expanding a little
putting
bit,
stuff out there on different platforms and whatever. And you've got kind of ideas for EPs and stuff in the works. So look, do you think that with you know, like is releasing singles something that you're kind of going to be working on for a while, or is like have you got like a kind of a time frame for putting out an EP or an album or something like that, or?
Well, I've probably got about, in the last year, as I said before, I've tried to be consistent with my uploads, and the one thing I've tried to make shine through my music is with every track I've wanted to get better.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I've achieved that. If you listen to my music from start to finish, I feel by the last song I'm getting better.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just a progression thing for me. And as I said, I kind of do it for myself, you know, just because, you know, I love doing it, you know. It gives me a feeling when I'm, you know, in the lab recording something, or, you know, I'm writing something down and then I go to record it and bring it to life, you know. It's kind of something that's unexpected to me as well, you know. And I say this to a lot of people, you know. I listen to my music and I don't hear music, I just hear myself over a track, you know what I mean? But to other people it sounds different, you know. And you kind of got to take that into perspective too, and I do. But the one thing I do have to say is when I write my songs, I never have the thought of other people or the audience enjoying it. I'm always writing my songs for me. Sure. You know what I mean? And I never have a specific audience to target or anything like that. It's just kind of like, you know, even when I'm not talking about something, you know, even when I'm talking in metaphors, I'm relating back to something personal that I've been through or how I feel, or, you know, just you know. And as I said, now with the people I'm working with, I'm being able to get those creative ideas out a little bit more, you know, like my latest track, Frantic Thoughts, that was a bit of an older track that I released even before I did My World with Mr. Meso 6 months ago, you know. But I kind of, that was in the learning process of every track, even with my recordings and my production. With every track I was getting better. With every track my lyrics sounded clearer, you know what I mean? I was learning. So if you listen to my music, obviously the singles I've been releasing, I feel like they were a learning curve, and now I'm kind of moving on to piecing together full projects, which along with 3 EPs, I want to kind of start planning and putting together a full kind of debut album as well.
Sure.
But yeah, I just don't want it to be a whole heap of songs chucked together.
Right.
I want it, I'm a little bit old school. I'm young, but I'm old school because of the people I listen to and obviously influenced by, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, well, could say, you know, like, you've got like, you know, got the YouTube stuff, so, you know, there's so many options, I guess, you know, going on. But, you know, you've got the streaming sites like Spotify and whatever, you know, you know, got your SoundCloud and your Bandcamp and whatever. So, you know, for, you know, I guess, you know, for your first release beyond YouTube, what's you know, what's kind of what's next in mind? Is it Spotify? Is it Bandcamp? Is it SoundCloud?
I'm going to move to Spotify, which, you know, obviously you go through distributors for that, so you might, you know, land on iTunes as well for the same package, you know. So that'll probably be the next kind of step, you know. As I said to you off air before, you know, as a lot of local and unknown artists do, they tend to go on the internet and get non-for-profits, free-for-profit to play around with those. You know, in the past couple of months I've been having a bit of fun with those, but now I'm moving on and just want to strictly make original music. Like My World, that was original, you know. The Warning, that's completely original, and they're both tracks that people have really enjoyed, so that just gives me a lot of confidence moving into the future.
So you think, you know, like, you know, is it going to be, you know, kind of reaching out beyond YouTube? Is it going to be like a single probably first?
This year I really want to move towards gaining that confidence live, you know, and try and get out there, maybe do a few open mics, do a few, you know, gigs if I can get them, you know. I've got 1 or 2 lined up in the next 6 months, so, you know, I'll obviously announce those if they come to light, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, I just
take it as it comes.
It as it comes, and as I said before, you know, just see what my limit is, and I want to see how far I can go. And, you know, I'm doing it to impress myself. I'm not doing it to impress anyone else. You know.
Awesome. It's 4 minutes past 9 o'clock. You are listening to Wow FM here with Virtual Reborn tonight. I'm going to play a track by another great local artist, Social Change. This one's called Top 5. You're listening to Wow FM.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
Social change. The whole game has changed.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Only the strong survive. Hip hop still alive. Everybody tries to make it to the top of the pile. Once in a while, somebody comes with a style that's not found to be the same pop sound as what's round. Underground traps where rappers will copy what's out. They never got out in front, they just watch out. The leaders line them up to knock them down to run towns. We're number one now, you can say you're top 5. Or show me someone harder signed or run sign. The only thing they possibly got on me is a discog size. But trust me, I'm making up for lost time. Claiming what's mine, my place amongst the greats. Make a statement like I'm saying, and the haters wanna hate. When I'm done with this here, there'll be no debate. I'm like Babe Ruth, calling my shots at the home plate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. Tell us, brother. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. Top 5.
This is the top 5. Let me tell you what the experts say.
Taking out top position, only one on the podium, I got no competition. All I've ever known is winning, so I never come in second best. Fuck it, top 5 list define it and think you're killing it and feeling that you're better than the realest catch. You got the biggest head, a bit ahead of where you really at, but it's a fact. Take away the numbers cause they're rigging stats and you could never go track for track with the best of rap. You had your turn, I'm back to burn. I get under your thin skin like AstroTurf. You act so hurt cause you can't handle me when I'm in first. I'm the king of the mountain like Bathurst. I'm self-declared, but I'm well prepared for the hell that I'll hear sitting in the winner's chair. We're the greatest of all time, dope beats and hot rhymes. You can find us at the top of your top 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. Tell us, brother. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 5. Top 5. Right now.
So, this is the top 5.
Because of the social change. The whole game has changed.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.
Because of the social change. The whole game has changed.
Check. Like I always say, keep that shit 100. Yeah, let's get this. Yeah, I grow hard like MJ, just do it like Nike. My rap skills are just the best, like heavyweight, no bench press. I set them straight, no contest. 16 bars I compress, 32 like what's next. 64, one take, one set. Gather round now, place your bets. I'm all in, never all out. I stand tall, never fall down. I stay true, don't fuck around. This is ADO, rep my town. Until then, I hold it down till I wear that holy crown. One of a kind, yeah, that's my sound. Born and raised from the underground. Another like me will never be found. I work hard every day, 24/7 to better myself in every and any way. Hip hop will never be taken away. Doing whatever to make it a better, to putting the pieces together, and that's the way it stays. Watching the time ticking away, this life is short. What can I say? It doesn't matter anyway. Rap to a new beat every day. Perseverance, dedicate. Music's how I meditate. Keep it 100 times and change. Now let me set this record straight. What? Yeah.
Wow, fam. 100.5 on your FM dial. That was a track called Go Hard or Go Home by Punter. Great local up-and-coming MC. And I'm sure you're familiar with him.
I know Punter.
He's played the couple of the Mike Assassin shows.
We talk on a regular basis. He's a good lad.
Yeah,
doing good music.
Indeed, and he's and before that, Social Change with Top 5, which you could find on Bandcamp. And that's that track of theirs was released through the Inner Tribe label. Which has got some really cool stuff on it. What's his name? Inkswell and Mr. Army from Planet Self run Inner Tribe. And they've been releasing lots of great stuff lately. And the latest Social Change track, it's been out a few months now. But Top 5, the name of that. Since July last year. So, about 6 months or so that one came out. It's 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. You are listening to 100.5 WOW FM. I'll be with you until 10. Yeah, stay tuned. Let's play another one of these. Where are we? Community announcements. Let's go with Planet Ark. Let's learn about some recycling.
Big green.
What's wrong?
I've always thought I was a smart recycler. But with all the talk about recycling lately, I'm worried I'm putting the wrong things in the wrong bin.
Oh, I know how you feel. And that's why I checked out Planet Ark's Recycling Reboot. Now I know how to recycle right at home, at work and at school.
Now, the only thing I have to worry about is remembering bin night.
To reboot your recycling, search online for National Recycling Week.
It's 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. You're listening to Out of Tune on WOW FM. Here with Virtue Reborn tonight. Played a couple of your tracks earlier. There's one you released a little while ago called Future Issues.
Future Issues, yes.
Yeah, and this one here, it's kind of a
different vibe.
Yeah, a very personal track. You know, kind
definitely.
Of, definitely. You know, and. Have you ever been in love? Is the first line on the description on YouTube. So it's
it has a bit of a story to it. Another sentimental track, but it was actually one of the first kind of transition from poems to music. Kind of one of the first tracks I wrote. Because I initially used writing as a way to vent my feelings, angry, sad, whatever the go, I'd write it down, write a story, whatever I felt on the spot, and I always kind of felt that was a little bit special, so I kept it away in my notepad for quite a few years and just kind of always said to myself, I'll record it when I feel I'm better, and I felt I'd gotten to that point and had help with Deno to mix it. I actually made the beat on that one, a bit of a sampled beat. I worked up about a year or two ago and had a bit of writer's block to it, and it ended up becoming one of those projects that kind of pieced together really easily, and it's gained a bit of a different audience to a lot of my other tracks, but I've really enjoyed. Like, I never really saw myself releasing a track like that, showing a bit of a sensitive side. Some people are a bit afraid to show that side.
So did it come about after a breakup?
It did. It came up. I was about 17, 18, and it was probably that first relationship where you kind of actually did meet someone and you felt that real connection, and then it just slowly crumbles away.
The first heartbreak.
The first heartbreak, you feel like you've been in love before, and then you meet someone and you really know what it is, you know what I mean? But I still talk to that person today, no ill feelings, Cool. But obviously, it's one of those things that's stayed with me throughout life, you know what I mean? And that's what music's about, telling stories and expression.
Nice. All right, you're listening to WOW FM's 9:15. Future Issues, Virtue Reborn, 100.5 WOW FM.
This track's just one of those things I had to follow through with. You know what I mean? The past, it thickens, these thoughts, they deepen. Our future is now, but we just can't see it. What's the point when we don't meet it? Go on to concede it.
it, emotions are bleeding. Thinking past tense when all those fights felt immense. When the events fought about presented a test. Still the temperature rises, anger is formed, till it gets to the point you walk out that door. Whatever. You both create this prison you've grown to ignore. No release, stuck in a corner with nowhere to go. When lies get told and you're digging a hole. When you can't go high and you can't go low. Like being covered with snow, held back then. I didn't have a flow to vent, but honestly, all the words that I said were really meant. What do you believe when deceit becomes a friend? It's not very nice. Now reflect.
I used to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a God.
The past, it thickens, these thoughts, they deepen. Our future is now, but we just can't see it. What's the point when we don't meet it? Go on to concede it, emotions are bleeding. But all you want is everything to mend. That's all I want. Mentally, they're ready to leave, but with no retreat. Keep breathing, I'm not ready to leave this behind. We're both being tested, why does my mind wonder? Thoughts fester and get molested, eyes half awake. I'm slipping but I keep gripping, do I do what it takes to keep going when I'm blinded by the light? Distant planet completely out of sight. Don't know what to do anymore. Happiness is a myth, just an expensive gift. I've written out a list, but it's worthless. I have no religion in the city of churches. No religion.
Thought is responsible for, if not all, most of the suffering we experience.
The past, it thickens, these thoughts, they deepen. Our future is now, but we just can't see it. What's the point when we don't meet it? Go on to concede it, emotions are bleeding.
So, Wow FM 100.5. It's going to play a track there, but got to log into Apple Music. It's not letting us do it. It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Keep you on your toes.
I'll play it. We'll find it a bit. But before that, sorry, better turn your mic on. Heard one of your tracks, Virtue Reborn. We play Future Issues.
Yep.
With had the Jim Carrey reference in there.
Yeah, a few Jim Carrey references. Grew up Jim Carrey obsessed. Used to love Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and all of his movies. As I got older, watched a few of his serious ones too. He's always been a little bit of an idol to me. But I just felt that fitted in quite nicely.
Yeah, nice.
A bit of his motivational speaking that he does online.
Yeah, cool.
Something a bit different.
Absolutely. You're listening to 100.5 Wow FM. It's 18 minutes past 9 o'clock. We'll be here until 10 o'clock here with Virtue Reborn tonight. Just playing a few tracks via YouTube's where people can find what your people can find most of your music at the moment.
Pretty much find most of my music on Virtue Reborn at YouTube or Virtue Reborn on Facebook, or if you're on Instagram, Virtue Reborn Music. You'll find all of it up there, and all of it links into my YouTube.
Nice. And so it's been, you said about 7 years ago.
Yeah, about 7 years, going on 8 years now. This is my 8th year.
Obviously, over that time, you kind of evolve,
You definitely
and progress, and obviously, I assume you think what you're doing now is obviously a lot kind of more advanced and developed and evolved, than what you used to do.
As I've said to you before, I'm more or less just going along with it. It's good that people are starting to kind of tune in and they like what they're hearing and getting a lot of positive feedback, and that just keeps me going into the future. It's something I enjoy. I've discovered it by accident. I've been doing it for 8 years. A lot of my good mates like Urge on the Warning, he's been doing this since he was 13 years old, and it's all he's ever wanted to do.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's something that's kind of integrated into my life, and it's helped me out. As I said before, I've had a pretty rough 12, 24 months, as a lot of us have, you know what I mean? But I've had a few uncalled for circumstances. I had my mum pass away, one, so, one of those things, you don't know how you're going to react until it happens. But, music has been the main thing that's kept me stable through that time. And, I acknowledge that, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah. So is this, obviously it's something that you love doing.
Yeah.
But is it something that, is it something you want to make a career out of, or is it just kind of something that you're just doing for yourself?
I'd love to. I'd never really saw it as, I always saw it and referred to it as my hobby.
Sure.
Because it was something I kept from people. I actually didn't tell many people. It's only in the last kind of 2-3 years that I've started, because you get pretty lonely making all these songs and then you just put them in a folder and never to be seen again on your PC. So, I'd invite friends over and start showing them, and that's just kind of how it started, and I'm sure that's how it starts with anyone, And then obviously the more people kind of tuned in and started even asking me if I'd made any new tracks, that gave me that confidence to keep going. I kind of went from believing I wasn't that good to maybe thinking what I'm doing is something a bit bigger than what I think it is, but just go with it and see how far I can take it and see how, see where that line is.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I guess, it will be, whatever happens, it's something that you see yourself doing for,
Exactly. I don't plan on stopping. And I only want to, get out there and say yes to experiences and give it a go.
Yeah.
Obviously, my first show was Mic Assassins, and first time I've really, gotten in front of a crowd of people and performed one of my songs. Obviously, I've written, I've made, and it was like one of those feelings you'd never felt before, and it's one of those feelings I was immediately addicted to. You know what I mean? Like, just entertaining people. It's a good feeling.
And also too, I think it's important. Like, it's really important for people to have a way to express themselves, and whether it be through something whether it be through something like hip hop, or or painting a picture, or like having a garden, even, just something that's kind of, where you just kind of just be yourself, and just
exactly,
you know what I mean, like kind of and I guess for you, I guess it has been hip hop and writing music and writing poetry has become that kind of expression.
It's been my world away from my life, you know what I mean? Like, have a tough day, I just sit in the room. Like, every day I get home from work and just chuck YouTube on for 2 hours and, actually listen to the music. I listen to every word of every song and that's how I always have been. That's how I've kind of learnt and adapted, and, that's how I learnt how to use, internal rhymes and stuff like that, not by, going to school, but I'd go on YouTube it, but more or less, as I said earlier in the show, listen to people like MF Doom, Aesop Rock, even Del the Funky Homo Sapien. That's another old school kind of head that I really respect. Sean Price, they've all got their different kind of intricate flows that are original and no one has really mimicked over the years, and they do it to a degree that they've made special, unique, and they've it's hard to explain.
Sure. No, I know what you're saying. Cool. It's 25 minutes past 9 o'clock. Going to play a track from the Myths record. Myths is a great local MC, part of the 456 entertainment crew, along with the likes of Chimera and Gospel and a few other crew. He also does a lot of production for some of the local cats out there. Bugsy, who we played before, you were saying that Miss does production for him.
No, personal mate of Bugsy and does a lot of work for Bugsy.
Yeah. No, definitely one of those guys that's kind of keeps it on the down low. You know what I mean?
He's very humble. He's very humble,
But yeah, he's people know who he is, and he seems to be doing a lot of. I'm pretty sure Punter, who I played before, I'm pretty sure misproduced some of his stuff as well.
Okay, sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but anyway, now this is from the Miss record, Monumental, featuring Chimera and Gospel. New Kings is what it's called. You're on Wow FM 100.5.
Yo, I came back with nothing more than a polished mind. Instead I broke my barriers while staying on my grind. Smashing beats, trick the game like forgotten time, and found a new form like my stars are the one. I feel good, hand, body to body, my arch nemesis golly. Flip a molly, make this high state look effortless. Alienated human being, spacing through the sentences, triangles like these and reach peaks like Everest. I don't water it down, just air out in the element. Got love for the culture, every word I spread's a testament. My only grudge is irrelevance. I mean, it's no skin off my back, but try say it to my skeleton. But still my journey stays with a peace of mind and no forgetting where I started. Back in the 6'9", void in the city, new king in effect. No time for pick or choose, but you either win or against. So I just wanna let all you folks know that we are no longer fucking around. Got our tribe right here up in this bitch, and we now run the town. And we've been running our time for so long, and we can now say that it's finally here. So ain't nothing gonna stop us, just make sure those streets are clear.
I'm doing better than ever and now I'm so alive, despite the fact I've been on most of the night for most of my life. See, all I do is hustle and win. I'm supposed to grind with the squad, mixing with bad spirits like poltergeist. If you don't think that we're ahead and you're so behind us, so far out your fucking coffee bean that you've roasted mine. This is the death of a poet, there's no ghost inside, only ever shot for the clouds because I'm supposed to fly. See, things ain't ever gonna be the same. 4 or 5 we the gang, the Oasis we done came, so you can fan them all and see the flames. When phantom calls and your skull ring, meet Billy Zane, the illest, the savage, or realist. Don't panic if you don't feel you can manage, then vacate the space and let me have it. You're now dealing with the real boss. Hit you with that shorty that flicked Ricky before they peeled off.
So I just wanna let all you folks know that we are no longer fucking around. Got our tribe right here up in this bitch, and we now run the town. And we've been running our time for so long, and we can now say that it's finally here. So ain't nothing gonna stop us, just make sure those streets are clear.
Time to cut the excuses, you know it's the movement. We bout to get stupid, it's almost conclusive that I am not human. This beat I'm consuming like someone that's boosting. It will get abusive, no way to diffuse it. Watch me lose it, bring it back on the track. What was that? Had to snap, that's a fact. This attack, I'm launching at him. You can't fathom when it happens, it just fucking happens. Don't take it with a grain of salt, cause this assault is all your fault. To break the vote and the result of flames engulfed. That's what it's coming to, what you gonna do. This is what I gotta prove, yeah I'm on you. What the fuck you gotta lose? It's almost saddening, rappers uneven balance and bars, flow and delivery. All they're doing is damaging what we've been practicing. They're inadequate and embarrassing, inanimate like a mannequin. They fuck that, I'm back again.
So I just wanna let all you folks know that we are no longer fucking around. Got our tribe right here up in this bitch, and we now run the town. And we've been running our time for so long, and we can now say that it's finally here. So ain't nothing gonna stop us, just make sure those streets are clear.
I'm not shit, I'm champagne. Let's all go home, kill ourselves in our radios. Where's my head? This isn't mine. Nobody loves a thing, everyone is fucking crazy in control. It's not my fault, they'll be sorry once I skin them. Scared to life, a painless death. Make sure she knows I love her right before she floats away. I can't hear you, screams too loud. All my ideas become perfect little blind spots. Fold me in, tucked away. I'm starting to think I never learned what I need to learn. All things past, we bruise skin, holding on to things that we shouldn't be allowed to keep. Make them proud, dredged in guilt. Call me when the miracle reduces to coincidence. My acid wings are almost off now. less than a memory. There's no home more hell than an empty nest. Winter takes the warm away, spring takes the cold away, summer takes the rain away, and fall take away, my friend. I believe there's never a place better than right where you are. Although imagining an afterlife can tend to mend a broken heart over someone dead. It's a way of coping with loss, but I don't need you out there somewhere if I have you in my thoughts. I don't envy anyone in a position where they're forced to choose. Pull the plug or not, I can't tell if this is for me or you. I mean, I know you're sick, tired and confused, but sometimes letting the tired go to sleep is the best thing to do. I will hold your head while the doctor sticks the needle in. I'll always remember our companionship and what it meant. And on Sunday, October the 5th, you took your last breath, and you will be missed. I guess that we almost
Wow, FM 100.5. That was a song called Hay Fever. Yeah, by Idea and Abilities.
Yep, Idea and Abilities.
Yeah, and one I hadn't heard before, man. That was cool.
Most people haven't.
Yeah, that was kind of pretty, you know, got an experimental vibe there.
Yeah,
with,
definitely.
not your kind of your traditional straight up hip hop.
No, definitely a little bit sentimental to me. Like, as I said before, with my mum, you know, I dedicated that to her. You know, I listen to that and it makes me think of her. You know. But Idea, he was a battle rapper over in America. He actually passed away in 2009 at my age, 26, you know, so he was one of the first kind of underground. I was exactly like you, who is this guy? I'd never heard of him before, and every single song I listened to his, I just connected with, and it was the first kind of artist I'd listened to in a artistic perspective, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's when kind of like the dissecting of lyrics and breakdowns started to happen, and you know, like I became interested in rapping. You know, his music got me interested in rapping. You know, his first album, I remember coming home from work every day for 6 months, and I just listened to it, first track to last track. You know, it was just one of those kind of things for me. But yeah, definitely different. Definitely a merge of some different genres there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I like the drums. Definitely very kind of.
But still old school with the decks, all done with 2 decks.
Yeah.
2 decks and a mic.
Nice, absolutely. It's 9:30. You're listening to Wow FM here with Virtue Reborn tonight on Out of Tune, and YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the places to find you.
Yep.
If people want to check you out.
Yep, Virtue Reborn on Facebook and YouTube, and Virtue Reborn Music on Instagram. Everything will lead you back to my YouTube, and you'll find all my music there.
Nice. A track that you released recently was called Just for Fun.
Yeah, Just for Fun, and as the title states, you know, like, you know, obviously I'm getting out there a little bit more. I'm starting to gain a few people that, you know, like listening and keeping up to date with my music, and I'm starting to become aware of that, you know. But at the same time, online you tend to get a bit of hate, and you know, early on, as I said earlier in the show, it can really get to you if you let it, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel this year I've kind of got to a point where you start to realise for every hater out there's one person that will encourage what you're doing and will enjoy what you're doing, and you know, feel it just as much as you do. So that's kind of dedicated to all the haters out there.
Nice. And some it's more production by Deno on this one.
Yep, definitely more production by Deno. That was probably our 4th track that we did together.
Yep.
Me and Deno, actually, he has a huge heap of experience in the metal industry, and as I said earlier in the show, he used to be a massive metalhead.
Yeah.
So the 3rd EP that I'm planning on working on is actually going to be a merge of hip hop and metal.
Awesome.
Yeah, so very early on, you know, just take it slow. I'm making a few of my own beats without melodies, just with a few bass melodies, and I'm letting him do all the metal side of it, and yeah, just a bit of a collab between us, and you know, hopefully I can pick up a few tips and tricks.
Sure. Have you got kind of like dates in mind or time frames in mind for release of EPs, or is this as
I'm hoping by the end of this year. You know what I mean?
So like, as it happens.
Yeah. I've been managed.
Not trying to force anything.
Pretty much. But as I've said before, I've managed to keep my uploads consistent. You know what I mean? And I do try to at least upload a track or stay relevant on YouTube every week and a half, 2 weeks. You know, I've even started a little series of my own called Throwaway Bars. So, you know, obviously I'm starting to work with other producers now and, you know, doing things I wouldn't be able to necessarily do to the caliber we're doing on my own. You know, but I still want to be able to have fun and have that release where I can just vent and make a quick little, you know, underground track, and that's what that whole series is about, you know. I think the last one I did was probably just before I played at Mike Assassins, and that was a freestyle. But people seem to like that too because they hear what I'm making with Deno and then they hear that, and it's kind of, you know, a little bit different, you know. Obviously, I'm starting to clean up my music a little bit now and, you know, work with ideas that I otherwise would have thought impossible, you know, but, you know, through working with people you can make the impossible possible, and you come out with killer projects. And, you know, hopefully these 3 EPs and the album are going to be something people can get behind and enjoy, and, you know, Cool.
Do you think you'll do like, is it going to be just, you know, I mean, you got plans for, you know, obviously releasing stuff online, but is there, you know, plans for like, you know, like digital? I mean, sorry, not digital. Sorry, like physical, like, you know, like tapes or albums or CDs or records.
To be honest with you, I would love to do something on wax. Just for the set. I haven't talked to him about this yet, but the EP I do with Urge might possibly do it with that, just because it's a bit of a sentimental thing. Obviously, we've known each other and been friends for a long time, so, you know, it'd be nice, you know. But yeah, definitely, man. I'm willing to try all different things. The turning point with these projects is going to be my first kind of projects where I'm going to start to do music videos and stuff like that. So that's going to be a learning curve for me. I'm not too used to being on camera, so you know. But just work forward, and as I said, hopefully by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably try to have the Mr. Meso one will probably come out first, to be honest. Because we've already started planning that out. Majority of the beats are chosen. It's just in writing process and stuff like that. But I work at a steady rate anyway, and I enjoy doing it. So, you know, there's no procrastination in it with me.
Cool. What about, like, you know, what about merch? Like, you know, T-shirts, stickers?
That's another thing.
Looking to do that sort of stuff?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something I've kind of always had a mind on, because you see a lot of local artists move on to that kind of stuff, you know. But, you know, I've wanted to play it a little bit smarter and just see where I've gone with it. And obviously I've been able to build myself up a little bit and, you know, get better, get support. So, yeah, in the next year I'll be looking at maybe doing some T-shirts, stickers.
Nice.
I have a mate that does a sports store, so I'm thinking maybe basketball jerseys even.
Nice.
Something unique, you know. I always want to do something unique, not something everyone else is doing. That's just me, you know. But, definitely.
I know Anthony, who's in the other room, we played a punter track before. And Anthony scored a pair of punter socks.
Oh,
so
lovely. I didn't know he had socks. I got a few stickers around, but definitely. That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's definitely you know, something, you know, a bit different to the you know, the T-shirts and the hats and whatever, you know. No, but anyway, let's play this track just for fun. Virtue Reborn, produced by Deno. Find it on your YouTube channel.
On my YouTube,
like everything else.
At Virtue Reborn.
100.5 WOW FM.
Virtue Reborn. 2021 and not much has changed. 2021 and not much has changed. Fucking told you so. Listen up. Bringing back those lyrics dedicated to be scratched. Screaming at the critics while I mutilate our stash. Plenty more where that came, quick little mashup. See you in the background and you're still playing catch up. Fling your shit into the trash compactor. Overactor, overrated, skills a factor, you lack it.
I attract it. You don't reflect an artist paving the way. I've only appeared in order to save the day. I've come into the scene with force, wipe the floors with no remorse. Passion powers the storm. Versatile, release it raw. Disembowel your body with a variety of sores. I'm not on tour, but I'm staying stagnant like a magnet attached to the mic in the basement. Revelations. Because now I'm running out of time and patience. I can't face it. You're so abrasive, I can't take it. I'm not relating to anything that comes at your mouth. My mind is fighting with nowhere to hide. Make the earth shake, you can call me earthquake. It's hard to shake when your lyrical intake determines your fate. Teach the haters to have some manners. Call my rhymes meteorites. Whenever I take flight, there's no need to act polite. Call me fake and that's a mistake. Watch me decapitate. What will I do next? We'll have a guess. Are you impressed? I have more to confess. Evidence that there is no rest. Only stress that eventually molests.
Purchase your track today.
Couldn't give a fuck at what you think. Third eye, watch it blink. What you gonna do when I'm bringing it back? Don't give a fuck and I'm bringing that track. Write it down, round and round. What you gonna do? With my pen and pad, man, I'm gonna make you mad. Gonna put it down, gonna put it round town. Couldn't give a fuck about it. Gonna get down now. Give you a roundhouse. Hand me the crown now. And that's how I do it. Did you listen? Go back and listen. Bet you didn't listen.
That was catching. Wow, FM 100.5 on your FM dial. That was Virtue Reborn. And which one was that we
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Sorry, yes, I was. And having fun here tonight here.
Definitely am.
Here on Wow FM. I'll be with you for another 15 minutes or so. I was going to play. I meant to play a new track by a young local MC. He goes by the name Straight from the Jump, and I meant to play it for him earlier, but I didn't get around to it, so I'm going to play it real soon. But just before I do, listening to your stuff, I did notice that there is the occasional reference to weed. And there's also kind of, you actually talk about that it's, as opposed to, you kind of that's something that kind of, helps you to kind of relax and write rhymes and something that I guess, your drug of choice, I guess, to a point.
My poison.
Yeah, rather than, as opposed to, to other things like alcohol or whatever,
Yeah, we won't name them.
No, no, that's, something that, I guess it's a pretty common thing, I guess.
It's pretty social acceptable these days, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely, I am a bit of a stoner. But as you said, it does help me. I find it relaxes me, relaxes my mind. I was one of those young kids bouncing off the walls with ADHD.
Sure.
So, it's one of those things that it does help me. It kind of allows me to sit down, relax, do what I want to do, and I've seen the other side of it too. Obviously, with what's happened with my mum, that was cancer related. So so I have seen the other side of it and see it help in that perspective too. So no, it's a good thing, and it will be, I reckon it'll be legalised in the future. Maybe not 5 years down the track, not 10 years down the track, but eventually.
Absolutely. It's like I said, I think
it's like going to the pub and having a beer with a couple of mates these days, you know what I mean? Like, whereas I feel 20 years ago people were a bit more blasé about it and it was a bit more frowned upon, but for me it's more of a social thing.
Sure.
And obviously it helps with a bit of my anxiety and stuff like that,
Yeah, cool,
each to their own.
Absolutely. You're listening to 100.5 Wow FM. I'm here with Virtual Reborn tonight. Sorry, I was just Just trying to bring someone up here on the screen. Was going to play a track by a young MC. He goes by the name Straight From The Jump, and I've played his tracks. I played one of his songs a couple of weeks ago, and he's actually going to be one of the artists here at Out of Tune. We occasionally put on live shows. It's called Rhymes for Radio, and there's usually happen at Little Red Door, which I mentioned before. You came to one of our shows earlier on. I think it was the one with Cool Calm Collective with Frankie D and all that crew? Or
no, it was one with Frankie and Eschatology.
Oh, sorry, yes, so the Rhymes for Change. So we had the one with Social Change headlined it. Yeah, that's right. And we're doing another. Frankie's going to be up there again,
nice.
and Punter on the 12th of March is happening, and. That place is becoming a bit of a, it's becoming a bit of a hip hop venue. They do a lot of other stuff there as well. But I know that there's going to be a show there on March the 5th. It's called Ladies of Lyricism.
Yes.
And it's being put together by Lyris and Frankie. And Jay Knowledge is going to be there as well, who was at that show.
They got a good lineup for the night.
Which is it's really cool to see. See a kind of the ladies of Adelaide hip hop getting together and putting on a show.
Well, as I said, we're starting to see those small shows pop up around Adelaide again. And it's good, even more than we have in the past.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll be putting on a show on March the 12th. It's called Rhymes for Radio 4. I'll be talking more about it over the coming weeks. But this fella, Straight From The Jump, will be playing, and he released a track earlier today on his SoundCloud page. It's called Closer To Me. This is it. You're on Wow FM 100.5.
Bring a little bit closer to me. 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 Yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me. Yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me. Loving the way you strip and wine. Like babe, thought there'd never be a day. I just been out with you. Say it boo like nah nah nah. I reply ha ha ha. Say it one more time, I go wild. Break the law, nah nah, no crime. Hit the floor and now she crying. Not sure who you ghosting for me. Not sure what you're supposed to say to me. Old show make her my number one groupie. Film it all and I make me the movie. Make a flip, boy it's a doozy. Back to the script is lit, no need to prove it. Not sure who you ghosting for me. Not sure who you ghosting for me. Bring a little bit closer to me. Yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me. Bring a little bit closer to me. Bring a little bit closer to me. Bring a little bit closer to me, yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me. Bring a little bit closer to me. Bring a little bit closer to me. Now, babe, bring it home to me. Now, babe, bring it home to me. Take it like you're supposed to hold me. Yeah, now make the toast for me. Do me how you're supposed to do me. I know you're hopeless for me. Now you're smoking dope for me. Making you scream and grope for me. Make none like a pope for me. No gel, drop your soap for me. Go crazy on the coke for me. Candy to the nose for me. Take a shot and pose for me. Stretch her out, she on her toes for me. I got your medicine, take a dose for me. I got it good, now she all on foes for me. The way she comes, the way she move, ain't no one else here but us two. Now here she comes, no don't walk off. I'm mad in love and it won't wear off. La única, no me hace caso. Mi nena mala se pone bueno con alcohol. La imagina y su máscara. Y si se quiere a mí no más, si se viene con todo. A bit closer to me, yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me, yeah. Bring a little bit closer to me, yeah.
Bring a little bit closer to me. Say it boo like nah nah nah. I reply ha ha ha. Say it boo like nah nah nah. I reply ha ha ha. Bring a little bit closer to me.
And so, in the honor of rock and roll, rock, love the station.
Taking breaks, but you can't mistake the stilo. Bacon verse made of layers like philo. But on the D-Lo, we hard to detect, harder to vet. Armed with an artisan rep. We either cutting deals or we're halving a check. Still polishing the skill like carving a gem. Sharpen the pen, then tend to penetrate. Renegade, you ain't blowing like a dead grenade. Led the way, hedge maze to the center stage. Mile high, getting brain on the mental plane. Memphis, Spain, land in Costa Rica. Slide low, D and Costa on the speaker. Old Spice like a copter with paprika. Off the pump a preacher, not for props, just a non-believer.
The lights are on, but nobody is home. I locked myself outside my house and then I stopped in a lobes off of the road. Hospitality got offered some smoke. Yeah, this beat has got me nodding. Now I'm jotting some notes, plotting a flow. Way too wavy, so top as your boat. Stopping the show, take the stage, cause all I'm dropping is dope. Anomalous quotes, it's different, it's an honest approach. It's been a minute since I've written, I've been locked in the zone off of my own, yo. I've been mixing tracks in the city whack, Billy Pad, kickers I'm swinging at when I hit the pad. This shit is facts, you can't predict the rhythm when I spit a rap. This shit is fire. I need some dinner, make it triple stack, then triple that. I'm writing lines like how you think of that. It's cinematic, visuals in the mind's eye when you listen back. Well, I'm with Loeb, Frankie and D-Real, cooking over the stove and that's a sweet deal.
So fuck the monologue, Loeb going off script. I'm locked in, drop flows you could not miss. D-Real and Frankie just some bros, I know you're watching. Got Kirby making moves in this cozy metropolis. There ain't no stopping us from Saturday. Writing about to paraphrase Adelaide's finest. Make a part 2, base it out the Catalina wine mixer. Having people lying and sitting finally to kinda get some time to kick it. Feel like the final mission, got it in a first try. Third person view from bird's eye, see the world fly. I've earned stripes in this life from my worst side to lie. And I'm only in my first 25, check it. Yeah, I'm not with your swag, fuck all these popular fads. Rocking that bag that you got from your dad. You're not popping, ain't no obvious damn. Go put a sock in it, man. I'm bombing a move, you ain't stopping the plan.
Boxes and bags, gem rocks locked in a stash. The monster is back, lazy guy, not as relaxed. The opposite, call the officer stat and popular. Pop your bubble, make your posture collapse. You novices, get them mopped in a lab. Slap box in a track, but if I rap, pop a gag clocked and locked in your hat. I'm just flossing a gap till I stack a profit racks in my back pocket. A fatter than Action Bronson. Wait, I like it. Now he's losing weight, first impressions stick a little different to the moves you make. Since my first time using a pencil, I've been dope since the Super Nintendo. Exclusive and special, get booed in a friend zone. Shit, you talking about your crew and potential, you're dead broke. What I do to instrumentals is brutal. You sleep like a brew in a benzo, stupid.
Wow, fam, 100.5 on your FM dial. That was a track by Delicacies, Frankie D, Kirby, Loeb and D-Real, Locked Out. And just saying, Frankie D's getting all sorts of plays tonight. But hey, he deserves it. He's
working hard.
A great, like, yeah, he's man. He's on the he's always on the grind. Definitely. And yeah, great local talent. And D-Real was his brother actually too, who's made some awesome music with along with Loeb, Delicacies. Street Food Vendor was the D-Real record that came out recently, which was awesome. But yeah, no, I love all the work that those guys do. Delicacies, Kirby, Loeb, Kirby and Claz do a lot of stuff together. There's so much great local talent in Adelaide at the moment, man. It's interesting. It's like, last year, it was crazy crazy strange year. You know, there was, there were a few local shows on and stuff. A few, but obviously, for a lot of the year, people weren't able to get out and perform and do stuff like, as much as they could usually. Exactly. But I think that it's like
COVID's changed it a little bit. I
Yeah,
feel
but
people are getting back together a little bit,
Yeah, but it also there's been a lot of collaborations, but also too it made people, I guess, more creative. There's like a lot of people were releasing a lot more music.
Yeah.
As opposed to that performing.
Is true, yes, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, which has been really cool. You've been like I said, you've been releasing a lot of music, trying to put stuff out there every couple of weeks or so, and
definitely.
And look, it's it's time's gone pretty quickly. It's
it's flowing tonight, hasn't
time for us to get out of here. Pretty much, it's 5 minutes away from 10 o'clock. About to wrap it up. We've got the Captain and Deckhand Jim are up next. Thirsty Thursdays, the name of the show. Virtue Reborn came in and joined us, hung out with us tonight. Thanks very much, man, for coming and having a chat.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome, and people can, like we said before, people can find you on the social media. But if they want to hear your music, YouTube's the best place to go.
Yep, that's where you go.
Yeah, and keep your ears and eyes out, because you're hoping to be doing stuff over the next few months. Hope to do some new shows, release some more music on perhaps on different platforms.
Yep, definitely mix it up a little bit.
Cool.
Just get some content out there.
Do you have actually anything? Do you have any kind of anything lined up right now that need to plug or anything, or just?
No, not really. I've got a few songs with Bugsy, who you heard before. They're in the mix at the moment. I've got a track with ZAZ from New South Wales. He's another person I've gotten to know over the Instagram. So over the last 2 years, we've become good mates. He's actually trying to be the whole package, and he produces, raps, does it all himself, and he goes under ODL, Off the Leash Productions.
Sure.
So he's doing well. We've just kind of made a song together, and I've brought in a mixed copy of that tonight. But that'll be out in the next couple of weeks, and then moving forward. Got a few more singles coming out, but I won't say too much. Just looking at getting these EPs on the way and get them out hopefully mid-year, by the end of the year.
Cool, man. Awesome. Like I said, thanks very much for coming through tonight. It's been a pleasure. Great having a chat with you.
Thanks for having me.
Like I said, keep an ear out for new stuff coming out. Any I don't know if you've got anyone tuned in tonight. Any shout outs you wanna send out?
Oh, not really. Shout out to my mate Kevin, Urge. We're sticking together. Bugsy, just the crew. Anyone that supports me, anyone that's listening in. Thank you. And don't be afraid to shoot us a message and say hi.
Nice.
It's all about getting to know people and working together, and
awesome. And I was also going to say, I did notice that we've been playing a couple of your tracks here, but I also noticed that you have been getting some airplay on another local community radio station, 3D.
3D. That happened just after Mike Assassins. We had Clint from 3D. This is our sound.
Yep.
He hit a few of us up and gave us the opportunity to send some music through and had a look at it, and he picked a few songs. Might have a few more getting played on their show this year, which is good. The support feels good, and just it makes me realise that what I'm doing is something bigger than even what I think it is.
Sure.
And it's something special.
Nice.
It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Cheers, man. It's just a couple minutes. It's 9:59. So look, let's go out with. We're going to go out with a bit of an exclusive, a track, an unreleased track of yours.
Yeah, unreleased. This is a draft mix. It'll be out in the next couple of weeks, featuring ZAZ from Off the Leash Productions. This is Underground Nuisance.
You're on WOW FM 100.5. This has been Out of Tune. I'll be back next week. between 8 and 10. Yeah, stay tuned. Actually, Lyrist and Kaylu are going to be coming through next week, and we're going to be talking all about the Ladies of Lyricism show, Little Red Door, which we did mention earlier. Yeah, they'll be coming through, chatting about that. So yeah, tune in next week between 8 and 10. The Captain and Deckhand Jim up next with Thirsty Thursdays. We've been here with Virtue Reborn tonight. Check him out, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube if you want to hear his music. And the unreleased track, sorry, what's it called again?
Underground Nuisance by Virtue Reborn and ZAZ.
Wow, fam, 100.5. I'll see you next week.